Apply optimized settings, video transmission. All right, we are live now. So remember, don't say anything that could get you fired
Oh yeah,
because the internet is forever.
exactly. All right, so
I have the
obviously,
chat up in the window. Let's see. Let's see if YouTube did its duty.
check this out. Oh yeah, I see it. Sweet. All right.
All right, let's give him a link.
Yeah, I just posted it to Facebook. See if we can get any people off of there. All right. Oh yeah, I'm doing this on my phone. I wish I wasn't. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, you had to do it on your phone because it's what you could do. I had to clean up my
Yeah,
room a little bit. I had to clean up Mouse close Suvius right behind me. It's manageable looking now,
yeah.
but
That's how it was before I left my apartment for a couple of days. It's like just had to clean up the pile, pack some stuff. It was a mess. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up on who just got picked. If anybody's been picked.
I'm actually I'm gonna try not to get us a copyright strike on here, but I have
Sure.
NFL radio on in the background, and I'm pretty sure that we're having frame skips because that's just inevitable with this. But hey, we decided to go live now, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like it. This is cheap. So we're
Yeah,
we're
it's not. All right, just getting everything set up. I gotta go back out of here.
I hope Zach retweets this. In a perfect world, I'd rather have this on Twitter because it's instant,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
but it's the best we could do in this situation. Oh my god. They're what is Green Bay doing?
They're trying to get him out of town. I saw it, Stokes. It's a good player, but it's just Green Bay really needs to. You're not helping your case with Aaron Rodgers. You had, I think, Terrence Marshall still on the board. Like you could have got him some help,
Absolutely.
or, or even like a running back. Just somebody else. I mean, they don't need a running back, but you know what I mean. Just get Aaron Rodgers some weapons. Period.
They need a ton of things right now, and now Rogers is out of here. So my question is Denver still going to try to go after Rogers? Vegas, of course, they decide to reach because what's the Davis family without a little bit of reaching? And it's
Exactly.
and that's sad, and that's sad that I have to say it like that. But I guess I'm not really in tune with what Oakland did. But when Ace told me yesterday that Henry Ruggs, even though it did work out for them, was basically another speed pick, I kind of just sat there like this team is never gonna learn. They'll go to San Antonio after this, and they
Mhm.
won't and it won't work out.
Yeah. Well, just to see what happens. As for Aaron, it's like, I mean, as in the Packers, it's just like if what we heard earlier, the offer from the 49ers for the third pick, I think that's the best you're going to get for the former MVP. It's just like, what more can you get other than that pick and probably future capital? But 49ers already traded a lot of their picks other than that third pick for getting that pick. So other than that third pick, there wasn't much they could offer. So I don't think that was enough. And just taking Garoppolo straight up and for Aaron and that pick, I don't think that's what they wanted. This is a very interesting situation. Like, will he hold out? Will he become a Jeopardy host full time? I guess we're just going to have to find out in the coming months.
I mean, he's got the chick from Divergent with him now,
Yeah,
so he can do whatever he wants. And it's like Aaron's got his ring. Would he want rings? Of course, yeah, because that's the difference between, you know, he's already a superstar Hall of Fame quarterback. He's
yeah.
without a doubt the best quarterback talent wise I've ever seen in my life. I
Hmm.
was way too young for Dan Marino, so Aaron Rodgers is effectively the Marino of my generation, but he has a ring.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a big loss if he ended up walking away. So I mean, I don't know. Like, and even just to waste his years like the Packers are doing right now, it's like, are you kidding me? It's just they just need to figure it out. But at this point, it seems like they've been trying to figure it out and they haven't been able to do that. So that's a very unfortunate situation. Let's see. How are we doing on YouTube right now?
Nothing.
Have they posted anything for us?
Nope. We got a like, but I think that's from you. Uh,
Let's see here.
so if anyone's out there joining us right now, we're just spinning our wheels. We're waiting to get a little bit more engagement from our 83,000 strong Twitter base as Chris Ward is coming in here to give us a couple of things about our draft pick, Najee Harris out of Alabama. And Chris, welcome.
Oh,
It's the
how you doing?
Renegade Blitz live.
You can see me all right, or should I put another light on?
Yeah, you can see you all right. I mean, I got this one light right behind me. I mean, we're going super scuffed right now, but hey,
Not like we've been doing, all season. This is more of a bootleg live show. Get us, perhaps we can do some more of these. Who knows? But this is the good keeping us in practice.
yeah,
So, what do you guys think about the pick?
I
it was
mean,
what
I
they
think,
needed.
yeah, it was written in the stars from the beginning. So, I mean, I'm happy it went that direction. I'm happy he wasn't taken by Miami or anything. I mean, I think it's the best win now pick for the Steelers. Like, James Conner departed. There's obviously a glaring hole right there, and also a hole in O line, which I hope they addressed in round 2, and don't take like a wide receiver or something. I think you just strictly need to get the best available offensive lineman. This hopefully help out Najee and Ben. I just think that Najee gave us the best chance to hopefully make a run in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
All right,
once
Chris,
the Jets
Chris, let's
traded
try
up,
to get some engagement out of the viewers on this. Let's try to get this out here. Try to amplify a little bit. Because you know I don't want us I don't want us to go through all our talking points so far without at least one person to bounce off. But it was a pretty good draft pick. It was what they needed, and what I think McFarland said it best. This is a symptom, not the illness. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they needed someone that whenever they finally get their ducks in order with the offensive line, and I think that's more going to be a scheme and just a sheer will type of thing with this team. I think it'll work out. I mean, yeah, Najee's going to be old, but let's face it. If you're gonna blow money on a running back that's going to be old, you're going to have to need a rookie quarterback to make the difference with some of that. And let's face it, we all know that the next quarterback the Steelers get, unless it's Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a bargain.
Yeah, I would definitely just this pick. I think kind of what the doctor ordered, honestly. So I can't complain. I mean, it's been a pretty interesting draft. I mean, but it's nothing been too earth shattering for me. Like I just listening to the radio driving back down to Cincinnati, it's just like hear all this Aaron Rodgers talk, and you're like, oh my god, is he gonna end up going? Like, is there gonna be a big draft trade between teams? But that never really happened. So my expectations were are kind of already pretty high. So this has been a pretty like not too surprising draft. Probably the most surprising pick for me personally was Justin Fields to Chicago. That's just something I didn't see coming personally, even though I knew they had a need at quarterback. Mac Jones, the Patriots, is my most least surprising pick. I just figured that's a Bill Belichick type move. Nick Saban.
He's built like Brady was at the scouting combine all those years ago. So why not?
Yeah,
Why
I thought
not run down the well one more time? I guess.
the Raiders pick was surprising too. They went Leatherwood there. I thought they would go Jenkins there. I think that they kind of reached there uh, at number 17. But once that happened, I started to think maybe the Steelers would go with Jenkins. But really when the Jets traded up to number 14 and they got Tucker from USC, and then the Dolphins picked who the Dolphins go with again?
At
18. Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, Jalen.
Yeah.
Once we got Jalen Phillips, I was like, man, this looks like the Steelers are gonna get Harris here.
Zach's all about saying that he called it with Najee Harris. No, me and Guthrie called it with Jalen Phillips. That was our mock draft pick.
Yeah, they called us madmen, to quote Thanos. But it's just like, hey, you didn't have to go very far. I mean, that could have been a pick that I just kind of guessed on, but hey, still got it right. So I'll take credit for that. Yeah, it's just been I don't know. So far in the first round, there's really no clear winners other than I would honestly say like a team like the biggest like winner, honestly, would have to be. I'm just trying to guess. Like I don't know. Like it's just been it's really hard to tell after one round, but team I like the best right now is honestly Chicago, just getting another quarterback other than Andy Dalton. And after all this turmoil going on with Aaron Rodgers, it's just kind of like what will end up happening. Could the Bears end up having a chance to get up there and take up that division spot if Aaron Rodgers doesn't end up playing this year like he's threatening to do? It's just very interesting.
My winners right now, Chicago and San Francisco. San Francisco, they didn't decide to get Jimmy G the second in Mac Jones, and I feel like I'm kind of hating on Mac Jones, but you can honestly say this right now. Okay, if Mac Jones is a first round pick, what about AJ McCarron? Just saying. What about Greg McElroy? What about John Parker Wilson? I mean, all those guys before them, they're all similar skill sets. Jacob Coker, Blake Sims, all those guys down there. I mean, you have to look at it and go like, yo, Mac, I don't know how it is, but he truly won the lottery. I want to go. I want to go to the casino with that guy because when you look at his skill set, it's like intangibles. You expect that with an Alabama quarterback, especially with that winning pedigree at head coach. So there's going to be intangibles, but there were so many other guys with the same intangibles, and I just want to have someone convince me Mac Jones is a first round pick.
I mean, it's weird. Like, personally, it's like just the way he's been around. I think it's a no-brainer. He's a first-round pick. Can't talk. It's late. It's just like I just wonder if Bill Belichick will be able to unlock the true potential with him, and like if he better than Cam Newton, we'll just have to see. I think that Mac Jones would definitely be a starter week one. Personally, I don't think there's any debate about that. Honestly, I mean, you got him that high. I feel like that's just the guy that Bill's been missing since Brady left. And he's still athletic.
He's athletic enough, I guess. That's what makes him. He's kind of that mobile pocket guy, I guess. He'll move around in the pocket. He doesn't make moves on his feet.
Yeah, if there was one guy that you guys could have had other than Najee Harris, anybody in the draft that was taken before us, like that, if there was one guy that fell to us, who was one guy you couldn't pass up on other than the obvious?
A player that was picked before the Steelers went on the board?
Yeah, so if there's some player that made it to 24 that didn't, Like, who would you not be able to pass up on? Like,
Zaven Collins,
yeah, that's kind of where I was at too.
number 16, the Cardinals. I would have loved to see him paired next to Devin Bush. I was thinking that a joke there from Notre Dame would have been the pick also. I was thinking him or Tevin Jenkins. It kind of came down to the three players there because Darrisaw got picked right before the Steelers were on the board.
Yeah, Darrisaw was my guy, especially being that he fell so far, but of course Minnesota picked him up, so I guess Jenkins probably would be the guy. But again, the Steelers would be addressing capital on offensive tackle in the first round, and they haven't done that since 1996. And the most successful run with a offensive tackle in the first round was for 6 years in 1955. I mean, it's obvious that that could change in the future. I mean, especially with Colbert not drafting an offensive tackle in the first round. I can't say that it probably would have been different with Jenkins or Darrisaw because that would have been his first attempt at it. But when you look at the history with the Steelers and the fact that this organization kind of moves on that history, you have to wonder, would it have worked out? And it probably would have, but it's still a question with how long they've neglected the position.
Yeah, just saw the final pick come in for the Bucks. Was it? I was trying to find it. Joe Tryon, edge rusher from Washington. So with that closes out the first round of the NFL draft. So what would you say the Steelers and should be like what Steelers fans should look at for day 2?
Offensive line, offensive tackle, and center, I think, are big needs. Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma and possibly Landon Dickerson. I don't know if he falls to number 55 overall in the second round. You have to think the Steelers might take a chance. I know the medical issues are kind of concerning though.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope there's not like a big run on him, offensive lineman, before the Steelers pick. And if that happens, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking like a corner or something. I don't know who. Like the guy I would have taken if Najee Harris was gone and he fell that far to us would be Caleb Farley. Despite his injury concerns, I feel like after losing Nelson, it's definitely a position I'd like to address at some point. Also Hilton, of course, too. It's just, but definitely, I think offensive lineman is definitely top of my list. I just hope that a couple of the good guys are still there, and the Steelers don't have to reach for anybody at that point. There's not some big onslaught of O linemen early in the second round.
Yeah, I agree right with you guys with that. Offensive line should be the next 2 picks for the Steelers.
Yep.
And also, of course, corner, if they want to replace slot corner, Asante Samuel Jr. is available.
And they also got the guy at Ohio State. I don't know if he's a slot corner, but just get somebody that's had some experience playing against some top tier guys. I would definitely, just welcome that into the building.
Who's that? Sean Wade?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had him in my. I did a quick mock draft right before the start of the draft. I had him going to the Steelers in the 4th round. I saw some people mention about him, and I know the Steelers love Ohio State players, and I think he would be a good fit to try to help replace Mike Hilton.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think he'd be a guy who come in and be the starting corner, but I think he would come in and definitely just be kind of like a like a Justin Lane kind of guy who could potentially just earn Cam Sutton kind of guy, just kind of a guy that can come in and just earn some more time and eventually, hopefully, be the heir apparent at corner.
Yeah, and also another position I'm looking at is tight end because again, there's only one.
Man, I hate having only. Oh, it's just so tough because you could who's the top available tight end other than Pitts? It was Pat, the guy from Penn State. It's you could also get that guy.
How do you say his name? Ty again? Fryermuth?
I'm gonna get it wrong, so I don't want to say it.
All right. Well, we're just gonna call him Pat out of Penn State.
Pat from Penn State.
Yeah.
There we go.
like
Also,
Pat's
Tommy Tremble from Notre Dame. There was another
Yeah, they were
tight end
banging that
from
drum last night.
Boston
Yeah.
College.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll probably be. I would probably be okay with that being a fourth round selection, something like that. But
Yeah.
that's something that's probably going to get answered somewhere in this draft. But I'm pretty much if it's something that's done in the fifth round or lower, then I'm basically expecting a tight end in free agency, and it should be Jesse James. But if not, who knows what they could do? The Steelers
Yeah.
at least got the one. There's still glaring weaknesses on the line, but they truly needed a running back, and thanks to Jacksonville going immediately after with ETN, it doesn't feel like Steelers fans that still wanted Harris were taking crazy pills.
Yeah,
Because I was
exactly.
kind of off the bandwagon. I was leaning towards Jenkins, but in the end, Harris is the guy.
Yeah. And I think Steelers, I think Steelers fans don't have to worry about the tight end. I think they were just going to wait till after the draft anyway, because if somebody fell into their lap that they perhaps liked, I think they'll take that guy, and I think he would be tight end 2 or 3 on our roster this year, or who knows, maybe even after the draft, if we get a tight end, we'll still sign a tight end late in free agency when there's a good bargain. But I'm kind of surprised that the Steelers just haven't just signed Jesse James at this point. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. I think you'd get a bargain price for him, and he knows the system still fairly well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they could address tight end position, tomorrow or early day 3. And I agree with you. I think they should add Jesse James, and if they don't properly, if they get like a tight end like really late in their draft, I don't know how much he'll be able to contribute. And
Yeah.
I think next draft is really when they're going to have to get a tight end. I think they might just have to kind of like bite the bullet this year and deal with like Eric Ebron. And I think Jesse James will be a service of number
Yeah.
tight end.
Well, the tea
I do.
leaves for next year actually does point towards tight end being a pretty good class.
Oh,
So
really? Yeah, this class wasn't that good. It wasn't that deep. The draft experts were
it was
saying.
Pitts
Yeah.
and then shoot, basically.
Pat, yeah. this Pat from Penn State. I mean, there's definitely a couple guys in here, but it's just like after Pitts, who's I wouldn't even really call him a tight end. He's a tight end, but he's got wide receiver like abilities. He's amazing.
He's going to be Eric Ebron 2.0, but hopefully
He has
he comes in there
a
with
better start to his
and
career.
he doesn't alienate a fan base, but I think it's pretty hard to do that up in Atlanta. They already suffer enough, but they're the more successful version of the Detroit Lions, basically.
Hey, if I'm Atlanta, like I guess just to close this out a little bit, I mean, if I'm an Atlanta fan, I'd also feel good that they didn't, go draft a quarterback, because you already have a quarterback in Matt Ryan, who's like, what is he, 36? Like, I mean, get him a weapon, give them a chance to, potentially succeed again. Don't give up on him yet. So I think they made the right move doing that.
Plus, Ryan's a guy that unlike Ben at that situation in time, he hasn't really gotten hurt. So I think he's still got enough juice with them. Uh, Atlanta would have to focus on probably somewhere on the offensive line. I don't know if they need a running back. I'm not familiar with their needs, but trust me, in terms of pass catchers, they're solid right now, and
Yeah, definitely.
hopefully anything that they had with Julio Jones was just a smokescreen, because if so, Matt Ryan's got a Super Bowl caliber offense around him. I hope I said that correctly, but it's Super Bowl caliber. Really, it really
Definitely.
is in terms of weapons that can catch the ball. Really, maybe you'd want him to get a running back at one point, and
Yeah.
they really have, like, in terms of second round running backs. There's still Javonte Williams, is Michael Carter
Kenneth
out of
Gainwell.
North
Mhm.
Carolina as well. Remember Chuba Hubbard? He was originally supposed to be the RB1 at one point, and I guess he kind of just like fell off the face of the earth, really. But he was one of the leading rushers in Division One in 2019.
Yeah.
So
That's still a guy
yeah,
that I thought of pretty highly as, a couple years ago, just thinking like, oh, I'd like him to be a Steeler. I mean, he's got a cool name, and just why not? But he definitely kind of just, I guess, fell off last year, and that hurt his draft stock. Uh, I don't know. I still think there's going to be a running back in those rounds who's still going to be pretty successful, whether it be Williams, Gainwell, anybody. Like you're going to get, I bet we'll get like an Alvin Kamara like player besides some of those guys.
All right. So I guess the final thing right now, this is our first trial run at doing live viewership really, and it's been pretty good. We're not going to get fired from anything right now or any future opportunities. What are you guys looking for out of the Steelers over the next couple days?
Just I hope they get, like we mentioned before, offensive linemen, because I think that it was talked about all off seasons that running back and the offensive line was really the major weakness for the Steelers last year. I mean, you guys remember that Washington game where they couldn't punch the ball in from like the 1 yard line with like over 4 tries, I believe, because there was a penalty also. So I think it was like 5 plays in a row from 1 yard line, something crazy. But coming into this draft, do you guys think the Steelers had the worst running back group in the league? I put it was like arguably, because I know the Dolphins had a weak running back group there, and same thing with the Jets. But I mean, they needed Harris. They needed a top tier back, and it feels good that they got Harris. And I know a lot of people got caught up with like the running back in the first round, but I think Harris was just too good to pass up on here.
Easily,
Yeah.
easily the worst running back group in the league, and it's statistically and just off of general feeling.
Mhm.
They started off really well, and it made me go. And when I look back at that start they had to the season, consecutive 100-yard rushers and stuff like that, it made me go, okay. When I sat back and really thought about it for a bit, it made me go, the Harris pick will be fine in my opinion,
Yeah.
because they just needed someone that, at the very least, had enough fight in him at times. And not that James Conner couldn't fight himself back to the line. He did that a couple times out there. I don't know if that was something that Benny Snell could do in terms of that. Like, he's a short yardage back in a way, but there was some situations where it's just like you gotta do something for us. And again, jury's still out on McFarland, and I'd like to see if Balaj can do something, but who knows if he can even beat out Jalen Samuels and whoever else. There's so many questions in terms of at their running back one for the Steelers
Yeah.
that are going to have to be addressed in mini camps, training camps, and so many other ways during the season.
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to the Steelers adding another running back and perhaps losing out on one of our guys or something. Just like Adrian Peterson, the guy Najee Harris has been training with, had like 600 some yards last year, and like I don't know if any wide or running back on our team got 600 yards. It's just like, I mean, I'm not saying you have to add Adrian Peterson, but it's just like there's definitely some more improvement that you could have behind Najee, and there's still a couple guys out there. Like I don't know. I don't want to spend the money, um, but it's just like I don't know if Balaj alone addresses that problem.
He doesn't. And you're right. There probably should be a mentorship pickup by the Steelers, and AD would be one of them. There's also Todd Gurley, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but he could be on his. He's. I mean, people say that Peterson's on his last legs. I mean, Todd Gurley. I mean, my man. He's on his last toes, really, at times. That guy. After that Super Bowl,
They, they ran him into
boy,
the ground. It's like what we did with Flavion the year before he left. We ran him into the ground. How I don't know how many carries he had, but I just remember being like a crazy number of carries. It's I mean, Todd Gurley had a heck of a year though. That was I mean that like I don't know, didn't he have like 20 some touchdowns? Like that's just insane. I mean, he had a really good year, but unfortunately, I guess they found, he just had arthritis or something in his knees or something. That's very unfortunate. Like I think he could still be good somewhere. I just don't think he could have that sheer volume of carries. And if that was in Pittsburgh, where he's not getting 20 carries a game and he's there for short yardage, perhaps that'd be great. I don't know, but I just feel like this is out of character for Pittsburgh. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm definitely happy with the Najee Harris pick. I think that fixes kind of our need in that position, and just kind of ready for the season to start. I'm ready to start seeing training camp roll around. And I guess, do you guys have any number predictions? Is 22 taken, or is he gonna
I don't
gonna
believe
take something crazy?
The last person that I remember having 22 was Deuce Staley.
Yeah, I think. Oh, Nelson had it. Steven Nelson
Oh
had it.
yeah, that's right. It's free now.
I
Oh,
think
in
he's
that case,
available.
it's wide open.
Yeah, never mind. I forgot about that. Okay,
Come
so
on in,
I'm gonna.
Najee. 22 is open. Hell, if you want to, you could probably get a single digit number.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like, do we think he'll get like a single digit? But it's like if 22 is available, I just don't see why he wouldn't take his college number.
2 is available. Why be number 1 when you could be number 2?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like the whole new numbers system. That's just gonna be so weird.
yeah. What,
This,
what did Brady say about it? I didn't read it, but I saw he wasn't too happy with it.
It's kind
nah,
of
he's just
overly dramatic for him.
What do you say though? What,
He's saying like, "Oh, get ready for people to be like confused." Like this is very much paraphrasing, but it was in short, it was pretty negative. And I'll put it to you like this: for me, that wants to be a commentator, as a career goal, hopefully for the Steelers. If not, somewhere else in the future, that's a dream job for me. Um, I kind of appreciate like the number conventions in which they're kind of like set. Like, all right, I know what this position is for this number and stuff like that. But I'm about to call high school football right now, and it's probably going to be around the same crazy number mix up that I'll see in college and now the pros. So by then I'll be used to it. I mean, the only person that I wish had his college number was Reggie Bush. As Guthrie is in a dark tunnel right now.
oh, sorry, my bad. I'm
Sorry.
writing this article too. Najee Harris. Also, I guess today Harris. Um, it was reported today. It's been in the past too, but Front Office Sports said today that in middle school, Harris was living in a homeless shelter, and today he returned to throw a draft party for the kids at families at the Greater Richmond Interfaith Program. So there's a little background story of Najee Harris. It's great that he's given back to his community too there in Northern California. And he's gonna earn life changing type of money this year. Spot Track reported that he has his rookie contract will be a 4-year, $13 million contract with a $6.8 million signing bonus. So great for Najee and his family too. We're glad to see that he'll be coming to Pittsburgh.
yeah, and if that's kind of a bargain if the Steelers get the production they want out of him. So hey, like glad to take it, and we got the 5th-year option. This is just unfortunate how old he's going to be toward the end of the contract. It's just going to be kind of we're gonna have some tough conversations toward the end of this contract of whether or not to extend him. I can just feel it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's always tough to extend running backs in the NFL. I mean, ask Le'Veon Bell about that. And there's other running backs you could also look at for that. But I think what will help his case is that the Steelers will be in a new direction in terms
Definitely.
of a franchise quarterback. So maybe, just maybe, a quarterback on a rookie deal or another bargain bin contract at quarterback is a bridge for whoever is the next one over there. But I think the Steelers, I'd like to believe that when it's contract time, the Steelers will have their quarterback of the future ready in the wings. That I guess it'll be kind of like, all right, I guess you can give him a thank you deal for a second contract. But with how the NFL is, and plus who knows what the cap is going to be, it's going to jump back up to 210 million by
Yeah,
next offseason. So it's going to be astronomical money, and if the Steelers play it right and the void contracts consume all, it could all work out for a guy like Harris.
for sure. I guess last question I got, just a general question, is like, when do you think the next quarterback domino will fall? Like, where do you guys think Kyle Trask will end up this pick wise? You think he'll end up in the second round, or you think he could go even further than that?
I
Uh,
think
well, I think maybe third round. I haven't looked at the teams that are still drafting like who might need a quarterback. Maybe the Raiders. I heard they're interested in a quarterback.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing, or maybe the Saints even. I don't know. Just I'm glad the Steelers didn't like reach for him at 24 or anything like that. Like I'm just so happy that we got Najee, just a guy that everybody's been kind of just thinking who's been the guy, and now that it's finally here, it's nice. We don't got to worry about Miami taking him or anything. Now he's in our building, so be excited for the footage from the Steelers of him wandering around Pittsburgh, stuff like that. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's certainly gonna be up here getting his Permani sandwich.
Yeah.
Najee, 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 Jumbo, bologna, life changing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one you should get. But also in terms of Trask, yeah, he's kind of been penciled in for the second round. I mean, I've heard that Mon is a third or fourth round pick, and then it's Sam Ellinger and a bunch of other guys that I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, don't worry about them. I think some guy at UC or something. But yeah, Mond is a guy I'm kind of interested to see where he ends up. He doesn't look that bad to me. He's just under the right system in a couple of years. I think he could be all right. Like he could, but I don't know. It's just I'm just happy that the Steelers got their pick, and I'm just hoping second round is offensive line. So I kind of forgot. So is tomorrow? Is it day 2 and is it like second round and third round? Is that what they do?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, and one more thing before we were talking about a University of Florida quarterback. There's another one that's very connected to a horrible moment in Steelers history. Tim Tebow is trying out for the Jacksonville Jaguars at tight end. Oh, Tim, now you want to be a tight end. Now
Yeah.
you want to be a tight end. Okay, Timmy. Okay, Timmy. You're still the man for what you did in Florida, but I hate you for
Oof.
basically dunking on the Steelers defense and effectively ending the run of that uh, mid to late 2000s juggernaut of a defense as we know it. So
Yeah,
so
man.
thanks, Tim. I really do think that he could be a good tight end in Jacksonville under his old college coach. But we all know this: the second Trevor Lawrence starts stinking up the joint, we're gonna hear the chants.
Hey, they got their emergency QB in the building. That's all that matters.
True. They got their Taysom Young, Taysom Hill before Taysom Hill and Tim Tebow. So get ready to see the Wildcat back in full force in Jacksonville. And honestly, Tim Tebow is a Jacksonville native. It's gonna sell tickets, but I think they didn't really have to worry about that with Lawrence. But the Cons got to also fund AEW, so it'll work out for them.
Man, this is very interesting. Is he going to be able to keep up with the NFL level? Is he going to be athletic enough? That's just what he obviously was, but is he still athletic? How old is he now? That's what I need
34.
to look at his age. Okay, so yeah, he's not exactly the youngest guy, but I don't know. I mean, I don't hate the idea of it. It would be kind of cool. But will he make the team? That's just going to be the real question.
That we'll find out, but I like his chances under his old college coach and just a new regime in Jacksonville. And as far as I know, with the tight ends, it's like O'Shaughnessy and Tyler Eifert.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, Eifert's still a manageable receiving threat at tight end. So it could be something for him right there. I wouldn't be mad to see him as tight end number 2 for that offense.
Why not?
Chris, you got anything else before we sign off here?
I was looking forward to tomorrow, and I think the Steelers. I think this was the right pick for them. We'll see 3 years down the road if some of the players that they passed on or whatever turn out to be better or whatever. But I think right now this is the pick that they need. They need to improve that running game, and they need a top tier running back. They've tried drafting mid-round running backs, like James Conner and Benny Snell Jr. and they just really didn't fit the bill there. I think Harris will take them to the next level, and I think he'll instantly improve that running game. They have nowhere to go but up. They finished dead last year in rushing yards per game. So I think they should improve this year, and they have to get that offensive line improved also as well.
Well, fine words, Chris, and that's all for us for the Renegade Blitz Live. We hope that you catch this on video on demand, as it will be up immediately as soon as we end this stream on YouTube. We look forward to doing more of this in the future, and looks like we didn't get exactly viewers right now, but in the future, I have confidence that us going live will get more, you know, interaction from the fan base because, we got 83,000 strong on Twitter. So please, if you have any questions, be sure to follow us at Renegade Blitz. Be sure to follow Guthrie Rasmussen on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at PREZ_Ty Polk. And we'll see you then. And here we go.